All right, here's a short and yet somewhat pointless video on how to separate GFP and YFP signals being expressed by different types of cells without the use of special filter set to do this job. Normally, we're going to use something like a I don't know, I think it's a 525 long pass filter to split those two signals and proper band pass filters. Here, we wanted to see if that's something that can be done on a normal instrument without these filters. So we're gonna basically you do that using Flojo. And so first step is to get our ducks in a row. So we have 4 samples here. And my composition groups is going to be my GFP and YFP expression cells. What I wanted to know is if there's any difference with the already suggested method of using the 525/50 from the bandpass filters from the violet laser to pick up the GFP signal. There's a secondary peak there from the GFP expression, and the YFP being picked up on the 488 525/50 bandpass filter. That was already done. I wanted to know if there's a difference if you apply unmixing instead of just composition on these 2 detectors. And so we're going to start with composition first. Here, as always, we have, so we're going to tell the software to get rid of all these empty slots. So the data was acquired using all of these different detectors. But for composition, we're just going to play with my 2 detectors for GFP and YFP. So I'm going to remove all these unused parameters and just double checking that this 405, 525/50 detectors will be looking at my GFP single stain, and my second detector will be for the YFP. As always, we have a bunch of correction for the gating that needs to be done. So some infernal clicking is ahead of us. Get out of the way. I've done that for GFP single stain control. So we're going to drag that, have it applied to the second one. And now I'm going to apply my gates. As always, you pick up the brightest and dimmest of each of your markers. If you're not quite clear on why you need to do that, have a look at Laura Johnson blog post, which is going to be linked below. There you go. Composition is done. Everybody is good to go. So we're going to apply that to all of our samples. And now if I go see my mix of cells expressing either GFP or YFP, as I set the gate on these cells, we will now see that this should work well enough. So we have our YFP expressing cells and the GFP cells in this diagonals here. So not great looking, but still does the trick. Now, if we wanted to see if spectral unmixing does something more than what we have over here, we simply go back to our composition tool. And now all we need to do is tell the software that we're now going to use the spectral algorithm. I'm going to use the exact same gating strategy. And so now we can simply apply this to this new composition to all of the samples again. And I believe it's already applied. So just for the kick of it, click and click some more. Yeah, so I think we had everything pretty much set up already. So not a whole lot of difference between the 2 options. In this case, spectral unmixing did not add much to what we had previously. So there you go.